So we are live. Hi everyone, welcome back. Welcome to our day 6 of 75 days challenge. And thank you so much for tuning in. So I'll start with what I generally end with. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, please click on the subscribe button, because generally what happens is most of the people don't wait till the last if they are watching it in the recording mode. So that's why I'll just say, like, click on the subscribe button, like the video, and yeah. So hi guys, hi Idris, Rishi, Shreya, Sanjeev, Adarsh, good to see you back, good to see you again. And so I'll start with the question that Rudraksh has asked. The question is like, I started from tomorrow, am I eligible for the milestone stuff? So yes, you are eligible. So for that you need to complete milestones, which basically means on 15th day you should have completed all the 15 days of questions. That is important. If you are able to do that, then you are eligible for the milestone prizes or rewards. So yes. Okay. So awesome. So first of all, like, how many of you were able to solve questions today? Okay. Hi Rishi again. Akash, Tanisha, Prabhat, Gitish. Good to see you again. So 3 out of 4. Okay, that's nice. What else? Like, guys, what were you able to solve? How many of you were able to solve the questions? How did it go? How are you feeling about 75 days challenge now, given that we have completed almost 1 week? So what are your thought process? Do you like it? Is there something that you want me to improve on? So don't shy away from sharing your feedback. And I honestly want a very honest and real feedback. If it is a positive one, good. If it is negative, that's also good. And I think it's better. So guys, do share your feedback with me. Either you can share it here or you can share it in the group, wherever. Rishi has done 3, Akash, Adarsh has done 2, Ritu has done 2, Akash has done 4. That's good. Good job, Akash, especially Akash. So, one more thing. This is a fun thing. So, I'll be posting few of the like, I'll be posting some picture and videos of the office in the spam slash social channel. Obviously, that's just a fun part, but yeah, I'll be posting that. I took it when people said, like, take some photos. So I've taken photos of the food area, game and all, and nearby area, which is actually very beautiful. In fact, this was my first time roaming around as well, so I've taken some really good photos, so you can check that out. Okay. Now back to the real world and real thing. Okay, guys. So let's get started now. So I've done basically, from what I've done is, like yesterday, I've prepared a PPT again, and I've structured it properly so that it's more structured and informative, for especially for the new people who does not know how to solve questions, or who find it very hard to find solve question. So yeah, let's get started. Okay, let me share my screen. Hope you guys can see the screen. Okay. So the first question that we have for the day, or we had for the day, was threesome closest. Okay. Give me a second. Let me just open this live on my phone as well, so that I can see your comments. Because since I'm doing it here, it's almost impossible for me to, go back to that screen again and again. So it'll be much better if I do it here. Okay. Yes, I have everything set up. Okay, the first question that we have today is threesome closest. How many of you were able to solve this question? Okay, Prateek solved it, Akash solved it, Ritu solved it, Adarsh, Sanjeev, Rishi. Good job, guys. Pratik, if you meant by now only, if you meant you thought about it and you know the answer and this and that and you did not submit it, that is not going to be considered solved. So if you have not solved, like submitted it, I will suggest go back, code it, and then solve, and submit it. And that's when you should call a question solved. It's not in the context of just in the context of this. Uh, or this is to everyone, not just to Pratik. This is not in the context of this challenge, but in general as well. Don't consider any question solved unless and until you have actually solved it. So yeah, let's jump right into it. The question is, like threesome, you have to find a triplet. You have to find three different numbers, and by different number, basically different indexes, such that the sum is closest to the given target. The difference here is the difference here is that you can basically here you will have to do it in the threesome you have to find exact match of the target, whereas in this case you have to find closest to the target. So let's take an example: -1 2 1 -4. Here the target is 1, but there is no triplet which equals to for which the sum is equal to 1. That is why here you can find the closest sum, which is 2, for which 3 basically -1 2 and 1. For this triplet the sum is 2, which is closest. What are the other triplet? -1 2 -4, 2 1 -4, -1 1 -4, right? Yeah, so these are the only possible triplets, but the sum will be greater than 2. The difference between 1 and 2 is 1, and the difference will be greater. So this is the question problem statement. Let's see what is the brute force. The brute force solution is, first of all, simple as that. Like, run 3 loops, find, calculate the sum. If the sum is closest, or currently there is no closer, if this is the first time, just mark it as the closest sum possible. From the second time onwards, if this is closer than what we have seen in the previous iteration, mark it as the closest one and move on. Like, do it for every other triplet. This is the brute force, right? Basically 3 loops. What is the time complexity of this solution? Brute force solution? Right, this is n cube. That's correct. So now let's try to optimize this. So if you remember last time, what we did was we did is like we sorted the array. It is going to be very 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 similar to what we did last time for the threesome question. If this is the first time that you are attending the live session, I'm anyways going to reiterate on it. So in the threesome, what we did was, first, go through the array. Okay, go through this entire sorry, let me start again. First of all, sort the array. Then there are two things. One, there is going to be one loop, outer loop, and then second is going to be two pointer approach. So you iterate for I is basically for every element I, for every element, which is basically equals to a for loop. For a for loop, you start from I plus 1 to n minus 1, basically start and end. and you calculate the sum ai plus aj plus ak, right? If this is equal to target, which is the best case? क्यों? क्योंकि the difference is going to be zero, just return it from here, because अगर zero हो गया तो you cannot optimize it anyways, so just return it from here. Otherwise, if it is greater, what we need to do is first we need to check if this is closer than the previous solution. If it is closer, I mark this as the new answer, this sum as the new answer, and now I will try to lessen the sum. Basically, I have to reduce the total sum so that I can come closer to the target. And how do I reduce the sum? By decrementing k. Kyunki this is a sorted array and element present on k minus 1 will always be smaller than or equal to this element at k. क्योंकि sorted है तो ये छोटा ही होगा. Element which comes before uh, is going to be smaller than equal to the element which is coming later in the part of the array, right? So that is why this is better. So you reduce k. Similarly, if the overall sum is less, you do the same thing. You check if I have found a better answer. If I have found a lesser difference, I update the answer. Otherwise, I don't do anything. And I try to increase the overall sum. ये sum है, इसको increase करना है. How can I increase it? By incrementing j. Because I know everything in the right of this array is going to be greater than the current value, right? So I can increment j. So this is how it will work. So what is the time complexity of this solution? First of all, like, is it clear to you? I'm going over it very quickly because we have already done this, right? So we have done it. That is why I'm going over it so quickly. If there is anyone who does not understand this, let me know. I will go and try to basically draw it on my whiteboard and try to make it more intuitive for you. That is correct, guys. Anuj, good. Pratik, good. Abhishek, good. Rishi, good. I feel like these guys, at least like you will get much better in time complexity calculation within few days. So since you guys are sticking with this program, this challenge, I can guarantee that you will have much better basics than what you had a week before. Every time, like every week on week, you will be able to see the progress, and we'll talk about that as well. Great. Sanjeev, Dhruv, Aka, Adarsh, Shreya, Akash. Nice. The time complexity of this solution is n square. Why? So sorting takes n log n. Sorry. Sorting takes n log n, and this element, again, for every I have to go from j to k, sorry, from I plus 1 to n, which is again n. So n square, right? I hope I don't have to go into detail of n square, right? Is there anyone who does not understand why is this n square? If that is the case, I will try to explain it to you. So I took Shreya's advice, and she wanted me to share the code for this. So what I've done is, instead of doing live coding right now, because that will involve a lot of time, what I've done is, this is the piece of code I submitted. I have not edited anything. This is the type, like quality of code that I write regularly, like practicing. This is the code I submitted. So let's try to go over it. First of all, sort the array. Okay. First of all, sort the array. Then there are two variables, j and k, which I'm going to use later on. Sum, k, min, difference, this. So for every I, my j is going to be I plus 1 and k equals to length minus 1. While j is less than k, sum is equals to ni, ai, aj, ak, nums I, j, k. If sum is equal to target, like I said, best case, returned. If sum is greater than target, k minus minus, else k plus, j plus plus. Why I've why I've done it here is because this is a common step. The step of finding the difference right? This is a common step, correct? So I can do that here. I can do it. I don't have to write the same code again and again here, correct? So that is why I've decremented k and incremented j first and then did this check, so that I don't have to repeat the same code. So this is the code that will get you the answer, and this works pretty fine. Sorry. Anything, any doubt in the code, guys? Shall we move to the next question in that case, if there is no doubt at all? Okay, let's move to the next question. The next question is four sum. फिर से वही कितने थ्री सम फोर सम आएंगे, टू सम थ्री सम फोर सम, लाइक you guys must be like यार कितने questions हैं ये? But yeah, these questions get asked. Like sometimes what happens is you interviewer will ask you two sum, then he will introduce you with three sum, then four sum, then k sum. So you need to be prepared for that. So that is why we have covered all, so that you don't have to worry about this in the interview. Now four sum, again same approach like Pratik said, but I'm still going to iterate over it one time quickly. So first of all, brute force. Brute force is basically चार लूप चलाने हैं, four loops. There will be four loops I, J, K, P, I, J, A, B, and you have to sum A of I plus A of J plus A of B. You have to do this if it is equal to sum equals to sum. If sum is equal to target, good, return there. Otherwise, keep iterating. What is the time complexity of this brute force approach? Sorry. Correct. Adarsh, that's correct. Akash, great. Correct. So the time complexity of this approach is going to be n to power 4. This is n quadrupled. I think this is what we call n to power 4 approach. Okay, moving on. Observation. Now let's try to optimize this. So how can we extend three sum approach here? Like if you remember, we extended two sum for three sum. Now how can we extend three sum for four sum? I will go back because इसमें approach भी लिखी हुई है. Although how do we do it, guys? Come on, how do we extend three sum into four? Correct. Pratik, correct. Akash, correct. Akash again, different Akash. Two loops, two pointers. Correct. So in three sum, if you remember, let me go back. Good that we also have it here. In three sum, we have I. For I, we have J and K, two pointers. For loop I, for which we had J and K. Here, for quadrupled, we will have I and X, which I took it as X. So two loops, I and X, then J and K. Same. For I and X, I will do J and K. That is how I can have four variables, right? This is how we can approach it. Simple, like this is very, very similar. This is very going to be similar. So yeah, so now what we did is, if you remember, this for loop, inner for loop, X wala for loop is exactly same as outer three sum. Like you all are mentioning, for every I, do a three sum. For every I am doing a three sum. That's all. What is the time complexity of this, guys? What is the time complexity of this solution? N cube. That's correct, Pratik. Correct. So let's move to the next question. Sanjeev, Akash, Kitish, Dhruv, Rishi, Anuj. Great. The time complexity is actually N cube. Awesome lead coder. Nice. Akash, again, Moonlight. Welcome, Moonlight. And awesome lead coder. I think I'm interacting with you for the first time. So let's move to the. Okay, Pratik, yes, you can ask the question if you have any. What is the doubt that you have? I'll move to the next question only when I'll clear your doubt. Yes, sorting is there. Sorting, if see n log n plus n cube is always n cube. N cube is much, 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 much slower than sorting n log n, right? So it's still going to be n cube. So yes, the time complexity of the solution is n cube. Now let's move to the next question, which is game of life. So to be honest, guys, I did not solve this question before today, and I solved this or I solved this just like 20 minutes ago. So when I started preparing for this PPT, that's when I came across this question and solved this on the go. And I did not check the solution for this as of now, but yeah, this is entirely my thought process, and I think this is one of the most optimal solution. That's a disclaimer. So Aditya, there is one more solution for the foursome, but in worst case, that is also n cube. So the best time complexity in worst case is n cube only. This is what I know. If you come across something better, do post it in our Discord channel. I love to read it. I'd love to learn as well. So that will be a very good learning experience for me as well. So I'll really appreciate if you can post it. If you come across anything, or not just you, anyone, if anyone come across any interesting read, do post it in the group. Now let's move to this question, game of life. So the game of life question says basically you have been given a board where there are cells, a 2D board where there are cells. 0 represent dead, 1 represent alive. So the state is given in this picture. If you see the first picture, the first column, first cell is dead. Second, 0 comma 1 is live. Again dead, 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 live, 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 dead, dead, dead. Now, on the basis of current state, this grid can change. The state of any cell can change. Now, this is the condition. The first condition is if the neighbors are 8 neighbors for any, what are the 8 neighbors? These 4 verticals, sorry, 2 vertical, top down, 2 horizontal, left right, then top left, top right, bottom right, and bottom left. These are the 4 dimensional diagonal neighbors. So overall there are 8 neighbor of each cell, right? I hope this is clear. Like in any 2D matrix, at max there can be 8 neighbors. Is that clear, guys? Is there anyone who does not understand this? That there are 8 neighbors in any 2D? Okay. Now the conditions are if there are 2 or less alive neighbors, then a cell dies from underpopulation. Simple. मतलब underpopulation से मर जाएगा. Secondly, if there are two or three, exactly two or three neighbors alive, then this remain alive. This lives for the next generation as well. Then, if there are more than three neighbors alive, तो वो बेचारा क्राउड से ही मर जाएगा, मतलब ओवर पॉपुलेशन से मर जाएगा. मतलब इंडिया में रह रहे हैं हम लोग, तो it is like that. I am not stating anything bad about it, but yeah, there are a lot of places where क्राउड की वजह से ही मर जाएगा. चांदनी चौक टाइप है ये, ठीक है. और देन इफ देर आर एग्जैक्टली थ्री नेबर अलाइव, तो डेड भी अलाइव हो जाएगा रिप्रोडक्शन से. सो इट इज लाइक कि तीन अच्छे लोगों ने बुरे बुरे इंसान को भी अच्छा बना दिया. ऑल्दो काफी गंदी एनोलॉजी है दोनों ही, बट स्टिल ठीक है. मेरे पास अभी और कुछ ऐसे फन सा कुछ आ नहीं रहा था माइंड में, तो यही ठीक है. सो these are the four conditions. Just reiterating: if less than 2, dead by underpopulation; if life equal to 2 or more, stay alive; if currently exact 3 sorry, more than 3, it will die because of overpopulation; and fourth, if a dead cell is surrounded by three live cells, then it becomes alive because of reproduction. So this is what the question is. Now, how many of you were able to solve this question? Okay, let me rephrase my question. How many of you were able to solve this in place without any extra space? You not using extra space is very critical. So a lot of you were not able to solve this. Surbi did it with extra space. Rishi could not do it. Ritu was not able to solve it. Gitesh was not able to solve it. Akash, Sanjeev, you guys are champ. Nitin is also like champ. So uh, yeah, moving on. So let's see how can you solve it. So first of all, as simple as that कि हम लोग करेंगे क्या? Iterate over the array, and first step is count the live neighbors for every cell. Count the live neighbor. Keep in mind, for boundaries you cannot go beyond, so you have to make sure that your code is optimized and is able to handle boundary conditions. Now the second thing is you can decide the current state of the cell on the basis of this number, the number that we calculated in the previous step, right? Now, can I directly update it? Can I directly update it? Okay, think I should not have gone to this. Can I directly update it, guys? It's a very good question. Akash, don't answer why. I want people who were not able to solve it to tell me if we can directly update it. If not, why not? I will say Akash and Sanjeev and Nitin, and don't answer the why part here. Guys, especially like Shreya, Rishi, Surbi, Tell me, like, if you were not able to solve it, why were you not able to solve it? Let's discuss that. And why can't you update it directly? Come on, guys. Why not? Exactly. That's correct, Surbi. What else? Like everyone else, tell me the reason. Right, Harsh. Right, Akash. That's correct, Kitish. So the problem here is, basically, if you keep changing the state of the cell online basically means on the as we go. If we keep changing online, how will you know कि यार जो previous वाला neighbor था वो originally dead था alive था, because my current state depends on that, not the next stage, right? So this is the reason we can't actually update it right away. Now how do you get rid of it? Like how can you keep a track of it in that case? या तो एक्स्ट्रा स्पेस कर सकते हैं. We're not going to discuss about extra space. Think of a way in the same array. How can you update it in a way that you don't have to worry about this original, or in fact, how can you update it in a way that you can know it was originally dead or alive, also the current state. Think about it. I'll give you 20 seconds. So now there are two pieces of information that you need to keep. What was the original state and what is the current state? These are the two possible, or these are the two information that you need to keep, right? So now update and keep some condition. How do you keep it? Like you have the array. How do you keep it? You have been given an array of integers, right? Here the array of integer has been given. How will you keep that? How will you keep a track of it? So if okay, that's correct. You cannot mark it as negative because 0 minus 0 is also 0. Think of it. So I'll give you one hint. Here only 0 and 1 are here. Integer can have 2 to power 32 number of values. नहीं 13 to नहीं 68 bit होता है integer अब तो. So you can have 2 to power 64 possibilities. And we are using only 2. What else? So basically जो मैंने अभी बोला, we need to keep extra states. Basically 0 and 1 तो dead or alive है ही. We need to keep extra space. 2 3 रख सकते हैं, कुछ भी बोल सकते हैं, like you can keep 20 40 10 100 anything, right? So now what I did is 0 basically means dead, earlier also dead, now also dead. 1 means earlier also alive, now also alive. I have two extra piece of information. Earlier it was dead, now it is alive because of reproduction. Earlier it was live, but now it is dead because of the three conditions: overpopulation, underpopulation, or what was the third one? Yeah, these are the two reasons, right? So this is what I can do: calculate and update it now. If it was dead and now it is alive, mark it as 2. If it was live and now dead, mark it as 3. Now you can keep a check. If else लगा सकते हो आराम से, right? Will it solve? Is that enough? Yes, this is something that will solve your problem. What is the time and space complexity of the solution, guys? Okay, one thing I have not mentioned it, and I think I did not do it last time on purpose, but I'll do it this time. One thing is, once you are done with entire array, you have to reiterate on it again and mark 2 and 3 back to 1 and 0 respectively, because your answer should be in 0 and 1 format. Your solution is not expected to have a 2 and 3. That will give a wrong answer. So once you iterate on it, you need to go back again and redo 2 and 3. That's it. So overall, the time complexity of this solution is m into n, where mn is the length and breadth, like size of the 2D matrix, and O1 space. Because you are just going through the same array, you are not using any auxiliary space. See, O1 space. Is this clear to everyone? Anyone who does not understand this, I have not written the code of this, sorry. So I just like literally came back home from office and made this presentation very quickly and started with this live. So probably I can share the code, or you guys, if you have already run it, that's okay. Okay, since this is clear to everyone, let's move on to the next question. So the next question that we have is pair with song divisible by 60, song duration divisible by 60. Okay, the question given is, you have been given an array of integer where ith time I represent the duration of song I. So basically array of integer दिया हुआ है, हर element represent the length of a duration of a song. You have to return the count of pair of sum so that their sum is divisible by 60. This is the question. How many of you were able to solve this question? And how many of you were not able to solve this question? How many of you were able and not able to solve? So, guys, if you were not able to solve this question, I think there is something we need to worry and work on. So, I really want to know who was not able to solve it, because this is, I think, fifth or sixth incident of similar question. So, give me the like, guys, of all the questions that we have solved, which question does this resemble to, or how can you break this into sub problem, and what is that problem? That's correct, Pratik, that is correct. And it should be very, very, very evidently clear just by reading the question. Number of pair having some k, two pointer. I'm more of a asking in the terms of questions, and we have solved those two questions today. Like, this is very similar to two sum and subarray with sum equal to k. Only difference is, like, instead of subarray, the size is fixed. The size is two. Since and that is why it is somewhere matching to sum. So, how many of you were not able to solve this? Honestly speaking, like, tell me how many of you were not able to solve it, because I want to work with you guys. I want you to be able to solve questions yourself. I want you to be able to clear interviews, get better at problem solving, use that in real life as well. So you don't have to shy away from this if you were not able to solve it. So again, brute force. Check all pairs. If sum is divisible by 60, increase the count, return the count. As simple as that. Smile Mania, you were not able to solve it. Is this your first time solving 75 days challenge? Is this your first day? Smile. In the meantime, while you answer this question, uh, so the brute force is pick all pair and sum divisible by 60. If it is divisible by 60, you have the solution. Increase the count, move on. What is the time complexity? N square. Okay. How can we optimize this? Let's see. And smile, since this is your first day, that is okay. But especially I'm interested in like people who are doing it regularly. Muthuwal, if you are there, yes or no. Rishi, did you solve this or not? Surbi, who else? Like who is the beginner? Akash and Anuj and Sanjeev, Nitin. These are like already champions, so I don't have to worry about these champions. So yeah, great Rishi. Okay, now let's see. Let's see the observation. Like I said, this is very similar to two sum or sum of subarray equal to k. We are going to use the same thing here. Great, Survi. So, as the question states, what we need to figure out is a plus b percentage 60 is equals to 0. This is what we need to do, right? If we break percentage, if we like break it, so a percentage 60 plus b percentage 60 should be equal to 0 or 60, because this can also become 60. 60 percentage 60 is also 0. If we take b that side, a percentage 60 is equals to 60 minus b percentage 60. Now the target is equals to 60 here, right? K is 60. That is why a, what were we doing in two sum? A plus b equals to target, a equals to target minus b. That is what we were doing. Exact same thing is what we need to do here. Since we have to find divisible by 60, which means 90 plus 30, 120 is also divisible by 60. So we, if we can take percentage or modulus, so we will reduce everything to 0 to 59 range, and that is why sum a plus b will become equal to 60, or it will come closer to 60, right? That is why we are doing this, right? Now this is what we need to do. This is all we needed to do. Now let's see how can we achieve this. This is the code. So reduced time क्या बोलेंगे? T percentage 60. T percentage 60 क्या है? What we were doing is like every time we have to first of all take a modulus by 60. So पहले तो मैं उसका modulus लूंगा. Now the other time is going to be, if it is already 0, so I have to look for 0, right? Otherwise I have to look for 60 minus reduced time. This time, that's it. All I do is I check if this time is available. If time is available in the array, I just increase the count. Otherwise I don't increase the count, I get 0. And I also put this t percentage 60 reduced time and put it back again by incrementing the count. That's it. Exactly same as what we did in sum subarray equals k. So is this clear to everyone? Is there anyone who does not understand this? If you are watching it for the first time, like smile. If you are watching it for the first time, and if you want a very detailed explanation of this, we did it, I think, on the day 4. Go, I have divided my videos into time wise. Okay, so you can actually go and visit and check the time wise, like two sum oh sorry, sum equal k, and we I have explained it twice on that day in the details. So you can check that out if you are watching it as a recording, or you're watching in live also for the first time. Secondly, if you're not, then you already have the context, and this is exact same code as we did last time. Anyone who does not understand this, also guys, tell me the time and space complexity of this solution. Okay, so get or default is this is a code in Java. So count dot get or default. Get, if the value is present, it will return the value, Akash. If the value is not present, it will return the default value. Here, the default value is 0. You can give any default value. I've passed it as 0, so that's it. Yeah. So that's right, guys. Surbhi, Sanjeev, Akash, Anuj, Gitesh. So the time complexity and the space complexity, Rishi, that's correct as well, of this solution is O(n) time and O(n) space. So yeah, that's about it. I think I don't have anything else for the discussion part. Guys, if you guys have any feedback, if you guys want to talk about literally anything, let me know. We can definitely talk about stuff. We can definitely sync up with each other and see how can I help you and all. We can okay, I think there are some good questions. Okay, really good and really relevant questions. So the first question that Shreya asked is, I take a lot of time to solve questions like 1 hour, not able to do it in 15-20 minutes. So Shreya, there are 2 points here. First of all, just give me a second, please. So first of all, it depends. First of all, if you are in an early stage, so like for example, you started with when the contest started, or you started just a few days back, or you were very in a very early stage, it is okay. It is okay if you are taking 1 hour to solve easy questions. It is okay if you are taking 45 650 minutes to solve a easy question. But if you are in a stage where you have already been invested like 6 months or 12 months or 8 months or 12 months, then this is a very big problem. You should not take 1 hour to solve one single problem. Think about this. In an interview, you have to solve two questions, and that interviewer is not going to give you 2 hours to solve a problem, right? So there are generally couple of reasons. I was also in the same shoes. That is why I know how does it work. So what are the reasons? First of all, you don't focus on the basics. First of all, like I've said first of all so many times, sorry. So you don't focus on the basics. The answer to that, the solution to that problem is learn the basics first. You should have on the fingertips, you should have knowledge of each and every data structure, major algorithms, and their time complexity. For example, insertion in a heap, login, deletion from a heap, insertion in a heap, yes, login, deletion from a heap can take up to n because you have to search as well, right? uh, Dijkstra, BFS, DFS in a graph in a tree, cadence. You should have on your fingertips like what algorithm will take what time. So this is one thing. Two, especially for lead codes and all, you should know that time constraint. Say how do you calculate the most optimal possible acceptable answer, that I shared yesterday as well. So you should know कि your time complexity क्या best है. If if anyway you have log n, So there are only limited things that can give you login, which is first binary search, sorting, binary search, sorting, tree related stuff, heap related stuff, and all. These are the like, it's not very big list. If it is linear, quadratic, and all, then it becomes very difficult. So whenever like you are dividing your array into 2 or 3 or x, that is when it becomes logarithmic. Divide and conquer is generally logarithmic. So these are the two things that will help you a lot in your day-to-day life. Secondly, how can you improve? First, get back to your basics, learn the basics. Two, practice yourself. Practice under time bound manner. This is important. Like if you don't practice in a time manner, you don't know how much time you're taking. And monitor and log the time somewhere. उसको लिखो कहीं पे कि यार मैंने ये क्वेश्चन करने में ना 50 मिनट लगा दिए थे, ये क्वेश्चन करने में ना 25 मिनट लगा दिए थे. So this is important. If you log your question time somewhere, it will help you know where you are in week, month, 2 months, 6 months, in year. So do that. So this is one thing. Then the second question that you asked is like, my placements are coming, should I solve lot of questions to understand pattern or revise quality questions I've solved previously? Now this is again going to be the same answer. If you have practiced, if you know a lot of you have clear basics, then go for the second thing, solve revise quality questions. If you don't even know the basics, you have to build basics. There is no win, or this is going to be a very big problem if you don't solve your basics. Your placements, if you are in third year, your placements will start at least in June or July. If you are in second year, your internship placements will start in June and July. So you have 3 to 4 months, April, May, June, at least 3 months. 75 days coding challenge is made with that in mind, that first week of June will end up the placement, and then this challenge, and we'll still have 1.5 month where we will practice company specific preparation. That is something that is upcoming. I was not going to announce this, but yes, this is something that is upcoming. So this is what I've planned for this, and this is how you can use it as well. Let me know if you have any question on top of this, or if you want to discuss anything on top of this. Same question, Aditya says, same questions that Shreya has. I am taking a lot of time to solve, not able to optimize. It will take time. This is only 6th day. Give it at least 20-25 days. That is when you'll start seeing some progress in your time to solve question. Smile, that is okay. Yes, I have invested, sir. I have invested almost 4 months. So again, focus on your basics. Focus on practicing questions a lot of time. By a lot of time, I mean try to put in more efforts, and you will be able to see much more result, much better results. Is it possible to learn all the required things on the go with the challenge? Yes, it is possible, and this is what I have like, this is the reason we have started this challenge. We are focusing on the basics as well. There are like, the basic assumption of this is like, the very basic stuff, you know how to code, and you know the basics of time complexity, you know the basics of simple data structures, and you will be building on top of that. But if you don't, you can still take some time, try to invest more time every single day. Okay, one thing, uh, I know it is very difficult to build a habit, and that is why I recorded one video around 2.5-3 months back. I never posted this because I thought, and I was not sure if it is useful or not, and we would never I never came thought of 75 days challenge as well. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to post that video sometime soon on our YouTube channel, that is going to explain you the step by step process of how to build habits of coding. How can you build or utilize psychological researches, good books like Atomic Habit, Hooked, in building your day-to-day job or habit of solving questions, and those techniques can be used in every single aspect of your life. I am going to explain it for the coding aspect and how can you use that in 75 days challenge. There is no mention of 75 days challenge in that, but if you try to relate it, you will be able to easily relate it. So that is going to come on this channel pretty soon, and I'll share it in the group Discord channel as well. Okay. So Adarsh is saying, I'm feeling very low right now. I'm not able to solve single new question without either using YouTube or discussion section. Adarsh, that happens. It happens a lot of time. The only problem is it should not happen again and again. So if you are not able to solve a question, look at the don't look at the entire solution. Look at the hints. Look at the title of the discussion, not the entire solution. Secondly, try to code it yourself. And third, make a to-do list, make a revisit list, and put this question back in that list with a revisit date. पहले 7 दिन बाद देखो, फिर 30 days बाद देखो, फिर 3 महीने बाद देखो. Revisit that question at least 2 to 3 times so that उसके बेसिक्स और उसके कॉन्सेप्ट्स आपको इतने अच्छे से क्लियर हो जाएं कि 1 महीने बाद ना वो दोबारा कभी भी आए लाइफ में, तो यू शुड बी एबल टू सॉल्व इट. दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट. If you are not able to solve a question that you have seen previously, this is the biggest problem. ये मेरे साथ होता था. I have done this. The reason that I was never able to solve it again was one, या तो मैं उसको कभी खुद से कोड नहीं करता था. I used to just look at the solution. I used to assume कि हाँ हो गया मेरा. Two, I was never used to revisit it. So I did these two things and it worked like magic. It worked like charm for me. So try to apply this. 3 महीने बाद अगर तुमसे ये नहीं होगा ना, तो come back to me and tell me like this is a solution that is not working, and this is not a actual solution. You will be able to see the result of this very 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 soon. Okay, ये आंसर हो गया है. Sir, I am from tier 3 college. Please tell me how to approach for internship of campus placement through LinkedIn or referrals. Okay, very good question. I am going to take a specific dedicated session on this. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यार अपने माइंड से निकाल दो कि आप कौन से कॉलेज से हो. टीयर वीयर कुछ मैटर नहीं करता. दिस इज जस्ट योर माइंड सेट. ठीक है. देर आर फ्यू रिक्रूटर्स हु विल से कि यार आप इस कॉलेज से हो, नहीं करेंगे. बट इफ यू शो, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल उससे भी पहले एक स्टेप बैक, लेट्स टेक वन स्टेप बैक. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल बिल्ड योर प्रोफाइल. कैसे बिल्ड करते हैं? डू वेरी गुड प्रोजेक्ट्स, डू इंटर्नशिप्स. इंटर्नशिप्स नहीं मिल रही है, ये रीजन न दो. डू इंटर्नशिप्स विद स्मॉल कंपनीज. स्टार्टअप्स के साथ इंटर्नशिप्स करो. उससे पहले अपने स्किल्स बनाओ. डीएसए इज गुड, कोडिंग इज गुड, it will help you clear interview rounds, but you need to have good programming development skills as well. So honestly speaking, I never did DSA in my first 3.5 years of college. 3 years of college. I revised my basic theoretical part concepts in summer holidays of third year. उससे पहले मैंने ना सॉल्व ही नहीं करता था, मेरे से होते ही नहीं थे. बहुत बहुत मुश्किल लगता था, and I used to feel like this is useless. But then when I started doing it, I started liking it, and now I feel like this is actually important, and I understand the importance of it. But I used to do a lot of projects. I used to do a lot of technological aspects. Like I built at least 10 apps by third year, and few of those like were really really hit. There is one app that is still up and running, Toilet Finder. It has more than 70,000 downloads, more than 10,000 active users. There is one more app which had 5 lakh downloads. So वो चीजें दिखा सकते हो अपने recruiters को. So again, I will say it again. First of all, don't think about tier of college. Focus on learning. Focus on skills. Skills matter more than your college. So build your skills जिसमें भी पसंद है. If you like Android, build on Android. iOS, web, AI, robotics, जिसमें भी पसंद है ना, start working on that. Build projects, make them live, make them usable for a customer. Simple यही करो. ठीक है. ये इस this entire process will teach you a lot of things. Then two, try to basically do internships with small startups. जितने छोटे स्टार्टअप्स के साथ आप काम करोगे ना, उतना ज्यादा लर्न करने को मिलेगा. ये बहुत ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट टिप है. ठीक है. So start with small startups, and they are also eager to get people, because जो आईटीज या फिर सीनियर लोग होते हैं ना, वो दे डोंट वांट टू जॉइन स्टार्टअप्स, सो दे आर ओके टू हायर एनीवन. सो इफ यू हैव डिसेंट स्किल्स, दे विल बी hiring you. So start small, start with startups, build your profile. It takes at least 1.5-2 years to reach somewhere. तो उसके बाद that's when you start applying for internship. So start from your second year itself, start of your second year, start applying to companies, start applying to startups. अपने स्किल्स बनाओ, प्रोजेक्ट्स बनाओ, बहुत बहुत सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स बनाओ और उसको लाइव करो, प्रोडक्शन पे डालो. देन इन थर्ड ईयर स्टार्ट अप्लाइंग फॉर इंटर्नशिप्स हियर एंड देयर. जहां मिले हर जगह अप्लाई कर दो. एक ना एक तो आएगा रिस्पॉन्स. 100 में से एक भी आएगा, आपका काम हो गया ना. 100 अप्लाई करो, 200 अप्लाई करो, लाइक 500 अप्लाई करो. देयर वाज वन there was some story I was reading. That guy applied to 495 companies and he got response back from 2. And now right now he's somewhere in some European country, मेरे को याद नहीं आ रहा कहाँ पे है वो. And he got offer from एमएस के रिसर्च वगैरह के बाद उसको मतलब ऐसे बहुत ही ज्यादा अच्छा कॉलेज मिल गया था, सीएमयू वीएमयू टाइप कॉलेज मिल गया था उसे. तो दिस इज, यू हैव टू बी परसिस्टेंट, यू हैव टू अप्लाई endlessly. So this is what my advice is. How to get referral, maybe like we can take a different session on that. ठीक है, मैं एक काम करता हूँ. एक्चुअली दिस इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट, तो आई विल टेल यू एज वेल. बहुत ब्रीफली बता दूंगा, इन डिटेल में बाद में जाएंगे. सो रेफरल में ना हमेशा ट्राई करो कि कुछ एफर्ट डालो. जिसके पास भी जा रहे हो, ट्राई टू लुक एट द कंपनी. इफ इट इज स्टार्टअप, उसको बोलो कि यार स्टार्टअप है, सॉरी मतलब ये टीम करती है आपकी, दिस इज समथिंग इंटरेस्टिंग, आई वांट टू वर्क विद यू, प्लीज रेफर मी. इफ इट इज अ बिग कंपनी, जॉब पोर्टल पे जाके जॉब देखो पहले ही. Someone else is not going to do that research for you, you have to do it. So first of all, do that research and then approach someone for referral. Give a reason for that person to refer you. तो अपने बारे में लिखो कि तुम कौन हो, क्या करा है, क्यों क्यों रेफर करना चाहिए. Then find that job which match your profile. And then third, उस रेज्यूमे को ना उस जॉब के हिसाब से अपडेट करो. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए रैंडम रेज्यूमे पकड़ा दिया, बहुत ही पुराना सा रेज्यूमे पकड़ा दिया. Update that resume according to your job. So these are the 3 things that you can do on LinkedIn. Reach out to at least 10-20 people of a company. So again 20-50-30 जितने हो सकता है ना, सबको मैसेज कर दो. एक ही मैसेज लगेगा, कॉपी पेस्ट करना है, उसके बाद नाम चेंज करके करण को कर रहे हो, करण को करना है. श्रेया को कर रहे हो, श्रेया का हाय श्रेया करना है, उसके बाद सेम मैसेज जाना है नीचे. सो टेम्पलेट बनाओ, अब क्वेश्चन कॉपी पेस्ट करो, नाम ध्यान से सही लिखना. People take it offensive. So just that's all you need to do. Endless persistence चाहिए, hard work चाहिए बहुत ज्यादा, तभी कुछ होता है, is what I know. I don't know any magical tricks, so I am never going to share any magical tricks or tips on this channel ever. Yeah, there is no number. You can do it with 0 questions, or you can do it with, you may not end up doing it with 1,000 questions as well. It depends how you do it, how good your basics are, how good are you in problem solving if you're talking about DSA. So that's all it takes. Like if you solve one question properly, that's all you take. Yes, almost. So now I'm not going to tell you like exact number, but 1 lakh per month seems like a very very reasonable salary before taxes, not after taxes. But 1 lakh पे ज़्यादा tax है भी नहीं, तो 1 lakh per month is something that you can definitely get before taxes. So आदित्य यार, आपको ये लग रहा है कि डीएसए कॉलेज के साथ कर रहे हो. कॉलेज में ना, कॉलेज से ज्यादा फन टाइम जिंदगी में कभी दोबारा नहीं मिलेगा. जब आप जॉब में आओगे ना, सो आई वेक अप, आई हैव सम पर्सनल वर्क, उसके बाद खाना बनाओ यहाँ पे, यहाँ पे तो साला वो लग्जरी भी नहीं है कि कुक मिल जाएगा, मेड मिल जाएगा, या फिर आपको खाना डेस्क पे आ जाएगा। यू हैव टू मेक योर ओन स्टफ। ऑफिस करना पड़ता है। उसके बाद आई डू लाइक आई हैव टू प्रिपेयर फॉर दिस लाइव सेशन दैट टेक्स एटलीस्ट 1.5 hours. I reply to each and every message on Discord channel. That takes time. So अभी आप कॉलेज में हो ना, अभी आपको लग रहा है टाइम कम है। जब आप निकल जाओगे ना, यू विल रियलाइज कि यार बहुत टाइम होता था। It's all about your priorities. It's all about your time management skills. आपके पास टाइम बहुत होता है। इट्स ऑल अबाउट वेयर डू यू वांट टू वेस्ट दैट टाइम। अगर आप वेस्ट कर रहे हो तो आर यू माइंडफुल ऑफ दैट। अगर आप वेस्ट कर रहे हो तो आर यू ओके विद दैट टाइम, बिकॉज दैट टाइम इज नेवर गोइंग टू कम बैक। सो टाइम की कमी नहीं होती है किसी की भी लाइफ में। इट्स ऑल अबाउट हाउ डू यू मैनेज योर टाइम, व्हाट डू यू वांट टू प्रायोरिटाइज। पार्टी को प्रायोरिटाइज करना है या वर्क को प्रायोरिटाइज करना है, दैट्स यू हु डिसाइड। Service to product in 1 year through a video. Okay, so I'll probably try to find someone who has been in a service based company who went into a product based company. I don't have that experience because honestly speaking मेरी college से ही काफी अच्छी placement हो गई थी यार। The company that I ended up, even though it was a very very small company, but it was like 40 लोगों की company थी। बहुत ही अमेजिंग, मेरे को आज तक उससे बढ़िया कंपनी नहीं मिली काम वाइज, इंक्लूडिंग फेसबुक। देन सेकेंड जॉब आई डिड, वो एक बहुत ही स्मॉल स्टार्टअप था बट नाउ इट्स अ वेरी बिग नेम। थर्ड ब्लैक बक, अगेन बहुत ही मस्त अमेजिंग कंपनी मिली। सो ओवरऑल आई डोंट पर्सनली हैव very well detailed answer of service to product. I will give you very generic answer, but probably we can have a session on this, like from service based to a product company. uh, I think we did this as well. You can check out Santosh, the session with Santosh. He started with a service based company, and how he ended up in a Microsoft. You can check that out. This is going that is very 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 good video. I can tell you, like, this is one of the best video present on this YouTube channel. So you can check that out. Yes, you don't have to do competitive coding. If you want to do it, do it. If you don't want to do it, if you want to do lead code and development, I can tell you it is more than enough. I have never done code forces. मैंने आज तक एक क्वेश्चन सॉल्व नहीं किया है कोड फोर्स पे। कोड शेफ पे थोड़े बहुत किए हैं, वो भी लाइक 2014-15 में, बहुत बहुत पहले। So it's not necessary. I can tell you it is going to work out. Like if you can do focus on development part, skills building properly, जो करते हैं ना वो उस पे कर पा रहे हो, then it's good enough. It's more than enough for you. So yeah, we already have an person who has shifted from product based to service based to product based. Probably we can. Pratik, can you ping me on Discord? Let's talk. Let's see how. Like, let's bring you online. कल कर सकते हैं, परसों कर सकते हैं. We'll arrange a time and we'll see how can we uh, take your interview. सबको पता चल जाएगा. It's not necessary to go into Mang. Mang is not the end of the world. There are Faang is not the end of the world. There are really 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 good companies जिसके बारे में undervalued हैं. Salesforce मेरे को बहुत undervalued company लगती है. Salesforce, LinkedIn, these two companies are companies that I can go here from my current position as well. There are a lot of very good companies. Atlassian is one of them. Maybe if do you guys want me to make a list of good companies? This is something that everybody is doing, so I can do that as well. And I have literally have people in almost all these companies that I will mention, so I know end to end कि वो actually कितनी अच्छी हैं. So, guys, I will have to rush, but I'll take this question: how to get links from product-based companies? तो यार ये बहुत ही ज़्यादा known question है. Uh, how to get test link for product from product-based companies? बेसिकली कॉल बैक कैसे लाना है। तो यार इसका वही आंसर है जो मैंने अभी तक मैं 4-5 बार बोल चुका हूँ। अपनी प्रोफाइल बिल्ड करो, छोटी कंपनी से स्टार्ट करो। आप सीधा, मतलब इफ यू आर एट 0th फ्लोर और आप सीधा 10th फ्लोर पे कूदने की कोशिश करोगे ना, तो आपको बहुत मुश्किल होने वाली है। आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि कर नहीं सकते, कर सकते हो। एक जेट पैक चाहिए, कर सकते हो। वो जेट पैक आपका हार्डवर्क ही है, बट देर आर पॉसिबिलिटीज कि आप उसको ना स्टेप बाय स्टेप भी कर सकते हो, इजियर वर्जन से भी कर सकते हो। मैंने स्टेप बाय स्टेप किया। मैंने 0 से सीधा, मैं अभी करंट पोजीशन पे 10th, अगर मैं उसको 5 भी बोलूंगा, तो मैं 0 से 5 एक ही दिन में नहीं आया। इट टुक मी 6 years ऑफ प्रोफेशनल एक्सपीरियंस एंड 3 years ऑफ माई ओन स्टार्टअप्स। तो 8 साल हो गए मुझे अभी काम करते हुए। So it took me that much of time. So you can take step by step approach as well. You don't have to jump right into that on day one. But still, like start small, start with startups, apply karo startups में, start giving them test, go there. उससे next अच्छे startup पे जाओ, उससे और अच्छे startup पे जाओ. You don't have like this is something that you can do over the period of like 3 to 5 years. It will happen. I was reading one very 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 good post by someone on LinkedIn, या पता नहीं कहीं तो पढ़ा था मैंने, मेरे को एग्जैक्ट याद भी नहीं आ रहा. So that guy said, fourth year में there are three type of people. One who got placed in a good company with very high package. Two who got placed in a decent company or non-FANG company, not so known company with good package. Three, those who got placed into not famous, not good companies with low package. 6 years down the line, they all, people who he knew, all of them are in a very good company with very minimal package difference. I can tell you exact same story. Literally exact same story. All of my friends are in right now are in a very 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 good companies. मेरा पूरा ग्रुप like some few, one is in Samsung, one is in Expedia, Adobe, Housing, Google, Amazon, यहीं पे ही हैं, बहुत अच्छी कंपनीज में है, एंड ऑल ऑफ देम आर लाइक द डिफरेंस ऑफ कॉम्पनसेशन इज नॉट मच. सो इट विल हैपन इवेंचुअली, होता है वो. इट टेक्स टाइम एंड इट्स वेरी हार्ड टू सी दैट फ्यूचर. स्टीव जॉब्स ने ना एक बहुत अच्छी लाइन बोली है, it's very hard to connect dots in future, it whereas it's very easy to connect dots in past. So वो चीज आप ट्राई करो, you will be able to see that, like it's very easy to connect dots in your past. अभी आप अगर कॉलेज में ही हो, आप सोच के देखना, इट्स वेरी इजी टू कनेक्ट डॉट्स इन पास्ट कि साइंस ली अच्छा हुआ, कुछ ना कुछ तो अच्छा हुआ ही होगा यार, ऐसी बात नहीं है, चाहे कहीं से भी कर रहे हो आप, कुछ भी कर रहे हो आप. सो या So Shivanand, I have literally zero idea about Gate. Probably you should talk up to someone expert, someone who can tell you about Gate. I have no idea about Gate. So no answer to this. Again, you should be able to find good remote jobs from India, but I don't have much idea about it right now. I can do my research, I can share it. काफी बातें हो गई यार आज तो, अराउंड हाफ एन आवर हो गया बात करते हुए. Any other question? Let's take one or two more questions. And the action point on me is like product based, service to product based is what you guys need. Service to product, then list of companies. What next? Remote job. Okay, these three things I will share, and the habit related habit forming video is definitely coming. Do watch that video and share that with everyone that you can think. You can literally apply that technique, those techniques, the one that I'm sharing in the video, in any part of the life. मैंने बुक पढ़ना सीख लिया उससे. बुक पढ़ना ना मेरे लिए बहुत बहुत बड़ा चैलेंज होता था, तो मैं बुक पढ़ने की आदत डाल ली है. आई एम द गाय हु यूज्ड टू वॉच लॉट ऑफ वीडियोज एंड मूवीज. स्टिल आई एम एबल टू लाइक रीड बुक एवरी सिंगल डे नाउ. तो वो हो गया. उससे और भी बहुत सारी चीजों में हेल्प मिली है. यू कैन डेफिनेटली चेक इट आउट. So I think I'll take this. This is the last question that I'm taking. If you have anything else, let's do it in Discord. Companies does not provide. They do. It depends on company, but there are a lot of companies that provide वीजा सपोर्ट फॉर जूनियर्स. यू कैन चेक आउट वीडियो. हमने अभी रिसेंटली संडे को ही अंकित के साथ एक वीडियो करी थी. ही डायरेक्टली वेंट टू जीब्रा टेक एट लंडन इन डायरेक्टली फ्रॉम द कॉलेज. So this is one. There are a lot more coming, so you can definitely check out. You can also wait as well, but yes, the short answer is company provides like visa support for junior roles as well. For US, it's very difficult. You have to be really, really, really outstanding. But for European countries and Canada, it is possible. Again, okay. Thank you guys. First of all, if you like the video, please click on the like button, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends. Have any questions, post it in the Discord channel. I'll definitely answer it in the Discord channel. Again, thank you so much. See you tomorrow in our day 7 live session. Bye bye.